Okay, let's get started. Welcome, everybody. You are at the PIHRA member orientation in November 2024. I cannot believe it's November. There's only a month and a half left to the year, which is fantastic and kind of nutty all at the same time. A little housekeeping before we continue. Um, First, thank you for spending your lunchtime with me. We have 60 minutes together. We will likely use the entire 60 minutes. Excuse me. And I want to make this as engaging and valuable as possible. I also like to make it fun. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to be joking around a little bit. It's not a super formal thing. I want you to engage with me. Please raise your hand. I think we'll have around, right now we have like 14 people. So it's going to be a bit of a crowd. So if you want to unmute, just raise your hand first. We use the chat box primarily. So please introduce yourself in the chat. I'm going to put my LinkedIn in there in a moment. So let's start networking now. I will also get you the slides. Once this afternoon, once we're done, we'll prepare an email to you all. It'll include the slides. So if you want to take slides, notes, not necessarily it's not necessary for you to take notes on what is actually on the slide, but anything else. Also, please ask questions. If I can, or someone on my team here, who I'll introduce you in a moment to, they could respond to the questions. This is for you. The next 30 minutes is to make sure that you understand how the PIHRA membership works, answer any questions. If you're a member, I want to make sure you get the most out of your membership. If you're not a member, I want you to get the information you need to make a decision if to become a member or not. All I want is that you get what you need from this. And also, if you don't join the pirate community, I am happy to suggest some other communities that might be helpful for you. What's important is that you join a community of professionals that help and support you and care about your future. So that's what we're here for. That's what I want you to take away from this. Let's see. I think I covered everything. Let me put my LinkedIn. Feel free to start putting your LinkedIn in the chat because let's start. One of the most important things to me, and I think it's vital to all professionals, we sometimes let it go by the wayside, is building your professional community. So let's do it virtually starting now. Put in your LinkedIn and I'm going to take it away. Let's go. Today's agenda. I'm in the welcome and general update portion of the webinar or orientation. The next thing we're going to do is a poll. Again, I am committed to having you walk away from this 60 minutes with the information you need to make a decision and or to take your next step regarding your PIHRA membership. After the poll, I'll introduce myself a little bit more. I'll introduce you to a couple of team members and also to our special guest, Monica Celis, who's here. You'll see her in one of the video tiles. I'll also talk about an overview of PIHRA, our association, our different connections, our membership, go specifically into some member benefits and tools that I think are super valuable. And then we'll talk about some learning and networking opportunities at PIHRA, and we'll just wrap it up, making sure that we answer any questions. Um, Sounds good to you all? Is that what you came here for? Fantastic. I see a couple of familiar names. Thank you, Barbara, for joining, and Jen. And I look forward to getting familiar with the rest of you. So wonderful. Barbara, that's right. You're from in Texas. We got someone from Texas. Where are people coming from? I know my partner in crime here is in the Bay Area. I have someone out in Coachella Valley. Jen, you're in Seattle, but you're doing work here. You have operations here. Wonderful. A couple of people up in Northern California. Fantastic. Ruby in Ontario. Great. Okay. Well, welcome, welcome. Um, For all of you who are outside of our geographic footprint, I'm going to show you a map as we go through this orientation. Uh, some exciting stuff during the pandemic. We went virtual, so we are doing between 2 and 3 webinars per month, and they're free for members for the most part. There might be some webinars that there's a nominal cost for, but the majority of them are free for you. I have a list at the end of the slide deck of all of the upcoming events and webinars, including webinars. So please take advantage of those. Those are the ones that you can just do in your pajamas or when you're working remotely, have it in the back. All of them include, I mean, I'm going to say 99% of them include recertification credits. So if you're certified through SHRM or HRCI, you will get recertification credit for those. And they always have some valuable learning component in one of our tracks. And we'll talk about our learning tracks a bit later. So lots of virtual. We are PIHRA chapters in our footprint, which is mostly Southern California, Orange County, Los Angeles County, parts of Riverside County, San Bernardino County. A lot of them are meeting in person. Some of them meet, we'll hear from Monica in a moment. They meet monthly. So there's like 300 local accessible events for you to attend. Get out there, and we'll talk a little bit about goal setting in a moment. To me, your professional development and your community building is an investment for you. I'm hoping that your organizations have some budget set aside for you, but really think about you and an investment in yourself when I talk about going to professional development events and networking events. It's really important. You don't want to wait until there's a huge downsizing at your organization or you're just so miserable you can't stand it anymore. Start networking. Uh, there is data out there from the Department of, what is it? The Bureau of Labor Statistics that I think it's around 70% of the people who find their job find it through their network. And I think I have a great testimonial here with us right now about that. So how do you find our webinars and meetings? Go to the calendar, the PIHRA calendar. Here's a URL, pihra.org/calendar. That's where you're going to find the latest information. We do have our website's a little, we're trying to refresh it right now, to be honest. So if you go to some of the chapter sites, they may not be as updated as the calendar. So that's where you're going to want to go. All right. Let me just last. San Pedro, one of my favorite places, and welcome Carrie from Corona. Thank you all for joining. Okay, let's do our poll. Elisa, do you have that or here we go. All right. So, what information are you interested in receiving during this virtual orientation? We have 60 minutes together. I want to hear from all of you. Do you want to hear mostly about the chapters? And if you have, there's this like one selection here. If you want to hear about other things, just put it in the chat. But I could talk about chapters, monthly meetings, seminars, and conferences. Talk about Mineral, which is some great online tools, certification, some benefits. Okay, so we have 8 people so far. Seminars and conferences is up there. Mineral, other benefits. So if it's other private benefits and you have a sense of what that other means to you, please let me know. Volunteer leadership, a lot of volunteers, fantastic. And other, just simply other. If it's other or other benefits, just let me know in the chat. Let's give it another. I have 10 people who have participated. Let's give it another 30 seconds, maybe. Let's see. Who are we missing? Please participate again. I want to make sure that I give you the information you need. Okay. Local chapter events. Maggie, let me know what city you're in so I could talk specifically to that. Oh, Los Angeles. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's share the results if we haven't already. All right. So, lots want to hear about volunteer leadership. I love to talk about that. Seminars, mineral, where do you find the benefits, and other. So, I'm hoping that other was covered in what I just saw in the chat, and we'll talk about it. Well, let's keep going so that we could make the most out of the next 60 minutes. Okay, so my name is, I'm right here in the middle. Liliana Arguello. Everyone calls me Lily. I have been, I just looked at my uh, uh, employment package, and I've been here for 10 years and like 6 months. So it's been a minute. I was recruited over from the Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles. My boss, who I'll introduce you to in the moment, he's the CEO of PIHRA. He found me on LinkedIn. So that's a plug to have a fantastic profile on LinkedIn. That's how recruiters are finding people now. My background is as an organizational development consultant. I went over to Girl Scouts in kind of a transitional phase, and I was doing partnership building in the membership area in the lower income uh, high Latino population areas in LA County. And to me, the Girl Scouts is the largest leadership development program for women in the world. So it kind of fit in. It was an interesting trajectory for me, but it fit in with my management training background and my planning background. And I came to PIHRA. So PIHRA was a great marriage between my HR strategy experience and my membership experience with the Girl Scouts. So I love working with PIHRA. I love meeting all of our members and working with our membership chairs and really advocating for you and what you need and how to make professional development even more valuable to you and how to bring you together. I was interesting little note, I was a PIHRA member before I ever dreamed of being on staff. So I think that gives me a unique perspective on our team is that I was a member. I know what members want and why they come. I was here kind of going from consulting and wanting to transition to an internal organizational development position, which sometimes is embedded in HR, sometimes it's not, but really looking for that opportunity. And PIHRA was a great place for that for me. Um, so I'm excited to meet you all. I'm going to let my right hand, Elisette Villanueva, she just got married. It's not just like a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, but I
Again,
just changed my name.
I still fumble over it. So Elisa, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Lily. Thank you. And hello, everyone. I know I just changed my last name a few months ago, but I've been married for, I think we're going on 3 years. Well, again, welcome everyone. Like Lily mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, since the pandemic, we went remote. So the PIHRA staff is working remotely, and I'm in the Bay Area. And I've been with PIHRA. I think I had to calculate because in 2016 I started. So I'm like, okay, later this month I'm gonna turn 8 years being here at PIHRA, which just blows my mind. It's been a while now thinking back. Like Lily mentioned, we're very familiar with our association, our members, and we know what you want. And so we're very accessible. We're here to help, and we just want to make sure that you get the most out of your member benefits. So our contact information is on the slide. If you ever need help with any membership benefits, if you have any questions or just concerns about your membership or what we're doing here at PIHRA, contact us. I'm usually the first person you speak to if you dial the main number. If I can't get to you, Lily will, and we're very accessible via email too. So I will be monitoring the chat box throughout the webinar. So feel free to chat with us and interact with us throughout the time today. So I'll hand it back to you, Lily.
All right. Thank you, Elisa. Yes, Elisa's my right hand. Me and my team, we are committed to returning calls and emails within 24 hours. You'll see I'm a little hyper during the day. If you email me, I might get right back to you. So it just depends on what's going on. But that's my commitment to you. I want you to reach out to me rather than say, I can't find anything on the website. Like I see something on the chat. Just email me. We'll figure it out together. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll try to help you today too with some of those things. Talking about volunteer leadership, Matthew Pallett has been our chair of the membership committee representing members at the PIHRA board level. It's a volunteer position. He's another advocate for you all. He's actually moving out of this position, and we just got an appointment today for our new chair of the membership committee. I can't wait to introduce you all to her. Her name is Sonia Montiel. But these are fantastic people to work with. And we have lots of volunteer opportunities at the PIRA level, at the committee level, at the chapter level, at the event level. So please let me know what types of volunteer opportunities you're looking for. I'd be happy to introduce you to the chapter boards. That would be my suggestion if you want to take a long-term leadership position is go to the chapter level first, get to know the players, observe a little bit. We do have a lot of longtime members and volunteer leaders, so we're looking for new people. But that culture is very inculcated there. And one of the mistakes I made early on in my career is trying to change everything once quickly and so I suggest getting to know people, making relationships, and then start trying to like, hey, I got a good idea. Let's do this and let's do that. So, um, for me, volunteer leadership is networking on steroids because it's not just who you know, it's who knows you. So I always push for that. Being a volunteer helps people get to know your work ethic, your style, builds your leadership skills like time management, planning, delegation. And so once people internally to PIRA get to know your style, your work ethic, the quality of your work, they'll find out about a position and then think of you. So it's a great way not just to build your leadership skills, but to also just kind of get connected with people in a different and more robust way. Okay, Monica, thank you for joining us. Let's have our special guest Monica introduce herself. I'll give it over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Very nice being here with you today, and very glad that you are interested in membership and seeing what PIHRA is all about. I joined PIHRA initially in 2014 when I got my certification. And then I left it because I was part of a different organization. I was in Los Angeles at the time. I was part of the legal industry there. I was doing in-house for a law firm. And so I was part of association of legal administrators. I moved to the Coachella Valley in 2019, and I decided that I wanted a different a life change, and I came here to figure it out. And so when I got here, of course, I'm surrounded by country clubs, and I got an HR position in a country club, and it wasn't really a cultural fit for me. Um, but I knew, I was kind of itching to be part of a group. I knew that I needed to find my tribe. So I saw that there was a pirate chapter here. And so I joined the chapter. And then in the beginning of January 2023, I reached out to the programs chair, and I said, I want to join the board. Is there a place for me in the board? And there was. I joined as a secretary, and then I transitioned to my current role, which is membership chair. And next year, I'm going to be the vice chair for the chapter. So I'm very excited because even being here, LA is a totally different vibe, but here in the Coachella Valley, I see the need to elevate the HR standards for the profession and also the value. I don't think HR is being used in the right way in the Coachella Valley, and I want to really support just becoming stronger as a profession. And so right now, what was very interesting is that when I joined the board, I met the program chair that I met. A few months later, she said that she was leaving her position, and if anyone was interested, to let her know. And at the beginning, I wasn't too curious about it, and then I got curious about it, and I asked her, "Well, what is this position about?" And it turned out that it was at a law firm, and so that was kind of what my home were law firms. And so this position that I have right now is really at a consulting capacity for small and mid-sized businesses here in the Coachella Valley in a law firm, an employment law firm. So it's a really great pairing for me because I am very complementing what I know in HR and now with that legal backing, employment law, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So I'm telling you about this because I really think that as in anything in life, you get what you put out there. And so our jobs as HR, we do need to be in the know of a lot of information. We need to have a wealth of information and be very knowledgeable. But the more that I experience life in general and in my career, it's about relationships. Really, that's what it's all about. It's about relationships. And so I've met wonderful people in the board. It keeps me excited about what I do. I like to inspire and motivate others and just continue to be relevant. I think that's part of. I always think, how can I bring value? How can I be relevant and participate? And I'm having a really good time being part of the board. Getting to know other HR professionals in the area, and really, it's a great experience. And I think it's very, very important for each of you to have your support group because HR is not easy. It's really isn't. So really have a group of professionals that think the same way you do, that get you, all of those HR issues that we go through, that they actually understand what you're going through. And so I encourage you to become as involved as possible, to be engaging with your group. I know I was there for one of the meetings for volunteer leaders in the beginning of the year, and some of those chapters are very fun and very enthusiastic. So join the chapter that is closest to you. I think that would be a wonderful experience.
Thank
And
you so much, Monica. Um, I really appreciate that. That's a fantastic story. So anyone interested in volunteer leadership, or that impact that it made for may make on you, please reach out to Monica because that's a great story. Thank you so much. So let's keep moving. I do see some things in the chat that I want to address. And I know, for example, someone asked about how do I find PIHRA benefits. Elisa, if you could put in the link to the PIHRA benefits page, and if you go, and I could show you in a moment, or if we have time at the end, on our homepage, just go to the homepage, and I think there's a benefits um, command bar or menu bar. Just hit that and you should be able to find some of them, but we'll go through them here too. All right, so let's just do a quick overview. Not a lot of people asked about, our organization as a whole, but here's our mission. I'm not going to read it to you. I think you get the hint. You get the idea. We're here to serve HR professionals in California, and we do it through providing uh, accessible, affordable, and actionable professional development at our 18 chapters and through our 3 communities on top of our 18 chapters. We also do a lot of high impact networking events. We're a community. That's one of our advantages here. Some of you might know SHRM or might know NHRA or some others. Well, we're the largest local HR community. So if you want to meet a lot of HR folks, you're going to want to participate in events, our conferences, and things of that sort. I mentioned SHRM. We are the largest SHRM affiliate in the United States. We have over right now 3,500 members. It's been fluctuating. Before the pandemic, we were at 4,800 members. So we've constricted a little bit. I think a lot of businesses had some changes in the pandemic. We were not immune to it, but we are a SHRM affiliate in good standing. Right around 50% of our members are also SHRM members. So those two go really well together. Not many of you had questions about that, so I won't continue on that route. This is our 80th anniversary, so we'll get into a little bit about that. And when I talk about SHRM, I also like to say that PIHRA was established 4 years before SHRM. Now, SHRM got really big. So they have over 500 affiliates in the United States and some affiliates in China and India. We are, I believe, the largest in the world, but I just don't have the data on the size of the China affiliate or the affiliate in India. Here's some key players. I told you I was going to introduce you to my boss, but let me introduce you to Susan Bowman. She is the incoming PIHRA president. So she'll be president for the next two terms, 2 years, and she's fantastic. She has almost all of the HR certifications. So if you're interested in certifications, you'll probably see her at one of our conferences. Walk up to her and ask her. She has over 30 years of experience in HR at all levels, and she's currently a senior HR manager at Rite Aid. And she's was a PIHRA member for, gosh, she's been a PIHRA member for many, many years out of our Antelope Valley area. Um, I'd like to also introduce you to Rafael Rivera. He's our CEO. He recruited me over. I really credit him for taking PIHRA to the next level. He brought together a fantastic team. Before the pandemic, we had a fantastic team that led us to creating a whole new brand for our conference. So it used to be the PIHRA Annual Conference. Now it's the California HR Conference. We had the largest conference in the west of the Mississippi in 2019. It was fantastic. But then, you know what happened then. Um, He's a great person to work with. He's very much connected on LinkedIn. So if you want to reach out to him, let him know how this orientation went. Feel free to do that. They're both fantastic, and you can meet them at definitely at our conferences and seminars. I'll talk a little, I know some of you asked about those. I'll talk about them as well. Here's just a little snapshot of who our members are. Things that are important to me and that I've heard are important to others are right around 40% of our members are at the HR business partner manager level, generalist level, 20% uh, uh, are at the HR director level, and right around 8 to 10% are at the HR vice president and CHRO level. So really a lot of the generalists come to us. A lot of someone said in the chat, I want to know everything I need about California law. Well, you're going to get it. We specialize in California law. I think there was just a webinar yesterday that had that as a topic, but we do that really well. We have the California employment law update that we just completed in Irvine and Orange County. It's also available virtually. So if you're in Texas, for example, you could purchase that on demand. And if that's of interest, we could send that to you in the chat and then afterwards. Actually, let me put that. So I think that's out now. CLU on demand. 40%, right around 40% are HR certified. So they have a certification through HRCI or SHRM. We are not a certification agency, but we provide prep courses so that you could pass. I got my SHRM SCP at the beginning of the pandemic. In 2021, I passed the exam and it really boosted my confidence. It was not an easy exam, but I highly recommend it. Let's see. The top industries represented by our members are manufacturing, consulting, nonprofit, health, and education. If there are any questions about that, please stop me. I'd be happy to answer them. I'm just looking through the chat. All right, let's go. Any questions? Well, let's get through this map. And this is a map of our geographic footprint. We go as far north as Antelope Valley, Santa Clarita area. Our Antelope Valley group, they're having a webinar coming up in the next couple weeks, but they usually meet out of Lancaster. Santa Clarita meets out of the city of Santa Clarita, I believe, or Newhall sometimes. Ventura County, they meet out of Camarillo mostly. Woodland Hills, actually, it's not Camarillo. It might be Camarillo. I'm not sure about Ventura County. They've been moving around. I think their next event is in Ventura, the city of Ventura. Woodland Hills has been meeting out of Camarillo, Thousand Oaks area. We go as far east as Monica's chapter, Coachella Valley. You guys meet out of Desert Hot Springs, right?
No, we are in Palm Desert.
Palm Desert, sorry. So they meet out of Palm Desert. We go as far south as North San Diego County. They haven't been super active. Our largest chapter, still, they're neck and neck with Los Angeles, is our South Orange County chapter. They have a social coming up in Irvine. Their holiday mixer is coming up. And Los Angeles is our second largest chapter. They meet out of the City Club. And what's interesting and what has changed since the pandemic is that our chapters used to meet at the same time during the same part of the month every month. And now what's happening is they'll do that traditional meeting, then they'll do maybe a luncheon the next month, and then the following month they'll do a social. So we're really trying to meet people at where they are. For example, I have a young child. I got to take them in the morning. There's no real way I can go to a breakfast meeting, which is more a traditional. I can go to lunches sometimes. I could definitely get away from time to time to go to an evening event. So that's why I said earlier, definitely go to the PIHRA calendar to see what's going on in each of these areas. Now, as a member, you select your preferred chapter. So say you live or work in downtown Los Angeles area, you would select that, but you can go to any chapter meeting that's convenient for you or that has a topic that is of interest. Um, Actually, Monica, this might be a good time. Can you tell us what it looks like to go to a chapter meeting? And oh, by the way, there is an additional cost to go to meetings because you pay, Monica, you have to pay for the food and the venue, right?
Yeah, and you do get discount because you are a member. As a member, you get a discount. Our meetings are great. I think there is always the educational portion of it. Of course, we're trying to bring, good programs to our members here. But it's really, we have a really good ambience. I think everyone is supporting of each other and you really feel that warmth. Um, I think that it's also part of this area in Coachella Valley. People are super, super friendly. They're very relaxed, and that's something that I noticed that was different from LA because in LA sometimes we're very fast paced and very busy and into our phones. And here really, really everyone reaches out and wants to introduce themselves and they want to really get to know you. So I'm enjoying that as well. And obviously, as part of the board now, I make an effort to meet people and to remember their names so that because we're trying to grow the community. And I think everyone, the challenge after the pandemic was getting people to actually go to the in-person meetings again. And so we're trying to really make it very welcoming for everyone so that they keep coming back. And this new year, I noticed for our chapter, we were not doing really socials, but we want to really look into that for 2025 and also reach out to the students in the area to see if maybe we can get some student members. And just like Lily mentioned, we want to meet people where they are because we know that a lot of it has changed since COVID. And I know that a lot of people are not getting support from their employers to be members, and that's another challenge that we have to overcome. And so what we're trying to do there is really send out this message that this is part of you building yourself. And so maybe sometimes, even maybe meeting your employer in at the middle, and say pay for at least half of it so that you can contribute to my growth. So, but we're trying, and the meetings are really great. The people that show up for the first time, they do mention, you know what, I feel very comfortable. Someone actually reach out to me and said, welcome to our meeting. And I think that's very important.
That's what I love about the PIHRA community is that it's very welcoming. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the pirate chapters have their own board, so they're quite autonomous. So if you're looking for a volunteer position, I may not know of all the positions that are available on the board, so I can connect you with someone like Monica, or like say you're in the Los Angeles area. I can connect you with the PIHRA Los Angeles group or PIHRA Long Beach group, or we have a group. I saw Mika is in Walnut. I think that's near Pomona, and our or Rancho Cucamonga area. So that would be our PIHRA Inland Valley group. We also have a group in Pasadena, but again, they're autonomous. They manage themselves. They have their own board. They plan their own programs and so forth. So it's a great opportunity. If you're interested in volunteering at the board level, just email me. I put my email in the chat and I'd be happy to connect you there. All right. Here's on the bottom of this page, there's some logos. We have four specialty groups right now. One is the PIHRA Foundation. I'll talk to you a little bit about them. They right now have a scholarship for anybody that is pursuing, I believe it's their HR degree or their HR certification. And they exist to help people fulfill their HR uh, career goals. So they're a 501(c)(3). They're actually a separate entity to us, but they're a great group. They also have their own board. We have the PIHRA Legislative Government Advocacy Team, so formerly Legislative Affairs. They're super active. They work with the Cal SHRM team. They go up to Sacramento each year and talk to California legislators to advocate for employers and employees. The next slide's about them. I also want to mention PIHRA College Relations and PIHRA Emerging Leaders. They're hitting the ground running right now since the pandemic. They had been a little bit dark. Now they have boards. Just yesterday, the PIHRA College Relations team had a faculty dinner and invited faculty from all over Southern California to attend. We have 12 student chapters. So if you were a student, get involved with your student chapter as well. That's probably the best place to volunteer, but you could also volunteer at the professional chapter. It's just that student members don't have a vote. So once you become a professional member, which is a little bit a higher price, right? Although right now we have an 80th anniversary special, then you can vote in elections and you have a vote on the board seat. So that's when you're on a board. Emerging leaders, those are for that group focuses on people who are either early entrants into HR or who want to transition into HR mid-career. So they're a fantastic group as well. Here's a little bit more about the government advocacy team. They have a virtual event every quarter, and they'll invite a legislator or a chief of staff from a legislator and pick a topic that is either just come in to law or that is being worked on as a bill. So they're a great group to get to know and be a part of as well, especially if you like government affairs. This is the foundation I was telling you about. They have the application are open, and right now it's for HR degrees. So you could you could be awarded anywhere between $3,000 and $500. We don't always get a lot of applicants. So if you want to apply, or if you know someone on your team that wants to apply, just go to the pyra.org/foundation site, and then you'll see scholarships and all the application information is there. PIHRA benefits. So here's the top benefits that we talk about. If you're having trouble accessing them, uh, just contact us. We can give you instructions on how to do that. I think I've talked about all these, but one of the ones that I do want to focus on where there's a lot of, oops, there's a lot, I think I missed a slide and I forgot to put it in here, is Mineral. So some of you may be familiar with Mineral. It was formerly Think HR. It's an online toolkit for HR practitioners. It has an award-winning compliance center, 50 state handbook builder with all the policies, and it's live. So it'll prompt you to update if there's a law change or something like that. There's a job description builder. There also, what's fantastic is an enterprise-wide learning management software where you can train your employees on there. There's around 250 core courses, and you could upgrade to the mandatory sexual harassment courses, for example, or any OSHA safety courses that you need that are mandatory. It's just a little bit of a higher price. The way to log on there is sometimes if you've just reactivated your account, we might have to activate you. So what I would say is email um, me at PIHRA, if at least I probably already put it in there. And I will send you instructions. Make sure you're on the platform. It's a partner site, so it's a little temperamental, but we'll give you instructions. We'll test it for you, give you instructions so that you can get on there. If you were to purchase that platform on your own, it would probably cost you around $10,000. So that's where a lot of the monetary value is in the PIHRA membership. If you have any other questions about that, please stop me and let me know. If you're not a member or you haven't been a member since 3 years or plus, or you're a new member, we have this great in celebration of our 80th anniversary. We have this great opportunity for you to become a member for $80. If you are interested in that, just visit this URL, pihra.org/80th membership special, or email me or just scan this QR code and it'll get you to that page. This is like a deal of the century because we never do this. But we do know that inflation has impacted everybody. We want to make sure everyone gets the resources they need. So this is a great opportunity for you to become a member.
Lily, when is this effective?
I'm sorry?
When is this effective? Like this to be able to pay
You
money?
could start now. So you can become a member now. We're going to do this every month. So the first 80 people every month will get an $80 membership, annual membership, till next year. So this is going to be good through our 80th year. Good question.
Hey Lily,
Mhm.
Jen would like to know how to access Mineral through our website. I don't know if we have time to demonstrate it right now.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I could do this. It usually takes a little bit of a,
I,
uh,
s- I saw your link. I saw the
well,
link in there and I see it's not called Mineral in there. It's called, the Workplace. So that's just the thing I have to train my mind to do.
I can, let's see if I could show you because I get it. I'll probably need to incorporate this into, I'm going to test it. So give me a moment. Let's see if I could share this with you all. Because I know that gets frustrating. But Jen, you might have just reactivated, so it might not be active for you, but let me show you how to do it. Because I get it. It's not intuitive. All right. Okay, let's see. Let me try this. Okay. I'm going to reshare my screen. Okay. This is a great question. We get it a lot, and I know it could be frustrating. So what the first thing you're going to do is sign in to the PIHRA site. Actually, let me share my entire screen because this is going to pop in and out. So I'm going to share everything going on. Hopefully I don't have too many things going on in my. So you're going to sign in. So if you don't know how to sign in, let me show you that part. I've already signed in to help. So this is our home page. See this sign in button? Hopefully you see that. Just sign in there with your username and password. Once you sign in, you're going to get to this page called Manage Profile. Um, and what you're going to do is go to Benefits. And for mineral, which we call the PIHRA Workplace, because we wanted to brand it PIHRA, just go to Benefits, PIHRA Workplace. Click here, and then if you're not already signed on, it's going to ask you to log in. But if you're already signed in, just go under this, already signed in. Great, click here. And there's a single sign-on technology, so it'll go through this process and then you'll be on. And this is Mineral. This is what Mineral looks like. It'll welcome you. It'll take you on a tour. There's a lot here. In the backup follow-up email, we'll send you some demos that show you how to sign in, talk a little bit about the handbook builder, the other piece, the enterprise learning management soft system, and some other things. But that's a great question. And it's always kind of sad for me that people are having trouble with it. So I do apologize. Let's get back to our program here. Hopefully that helped, Jen. Is that a little helpful? Very good. Awesome. Okay, so we're at the 80th. Let's keep going. If you're not a member and you need to reactivate, don't let your membership lapse because then it costs even more money and I cannot offer you that 80th anniversary and then you get off a mineral and like we have to, it'll take time. So we're pretty uh responsive. So even if you lapse, we'll get you back on, but it won't be automatic, just so you know. Okay, I just have something. Here we go. I want to move into, my slide was misplaced. So here's what I was talking about in terms of the PIHRA Workplace, which is really mineral. Uh, the Compliance Center. This is something I forgot to talk about. We have what we call PIHRA Live. It's basically the HR hotline. Our members can call this hotline an unlimited amount of times to ask for a second opinion on something or get documentation on something. They're pretty good. You could also contact them on the platform I just showed you. So uh, it's unheard of for people to be able to call a hotline an unlimited amount of time, and we were able to negotiate that for our members. And this is Pyra Learn. If you have any questions about these, just let me know or email me later, and we'd be happy to even have a one-on-one with you to make sure you know how to get onto these tools. We also have an HR team membership. I won't talk too much about that, but if you want to make sure that your entire team has access to the professional development they need for your organization and to be successful, this is a great option too. Volunteer, volunteer. I think I've been talking a lot about volunteering. Um, there's a lot of opportunities to volunteer on the PIHRA board, on the chapter board, on a committee. We have the membership committee, we have the programs committee, we have the conference committee, um, we have our specialty group. So please, you could scan this and look into more information about volunteering and let us know that you want to volunteer, and we'll record that information and send it off to the chapter. But the best way to get connected with the chapter is to email me so that I could send an e-introduction for you.
Yeah, and I can also share that I volunteered for the California conference in May.
Oh my God, that's going to be fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. And so what happens is you get to work one day, but then you get another day to just attend, be an attendee, and it's a great deal. So I was very, very grateful for that too.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity. So lots of HR education opportunities, um, virtual chapter meetings, conferences. We have the California HR conference that has, I think, 11 to 12 learning tracks ranging from employment law. And I have a slide on that. HR strategy, talent acquisition, HR global. I think we're going to add HR Department of One this year. So there's like 10, 11 learning tracks that you can participate in. We have specialty programs. The one that we're working on right now is HR Power Series, and I have a big surprise for you coming up of something new we're doing. member rates. I think Monica mentioned this earlier. Members get at least $10 off of any registration fees for PIHRA chapter meetings and the conferences that we were just talking about. I talked about free webinars, so please sign up for them. They're free, and most of the time you'll get a recording and the handouts after post webinar, so you can hold on to that information. If you're interested, no one really talked about being interested in certification, but I highly recommend that. So I'll send you a slide on that. Here's the California employment law. We just did 2 of them. They were fantastic. There was 9 sessions, ranging from pay equity to things you have to be careful about in terms of harassment to pay and wage and hour. We've done so much on PAGA that it's ridiculous. So I know some of you need to be aware of what's going on with some PAGA reform. I'm sure that we'll continue to do those. We did it at this conference. We also do it at the board, at the chapter level. So I know South OC had a big PAGA event. A lot of our chapters are having PAGA presentations. Our next one-day employment law conference is going to be in La Jolla, San Diego County area on January 16th. And then we'll be in Riverside on January 23rd. So Monica, are you going to attend the Riverside one?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But those are great events, great place to meet attorneys that you can put on your speed dial in case. This is a big deal. You could really save your organization hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees being abreast of this. But I know it's a challenge. Sometimes I sent out a survey, and one of the HR professionals said that her CEO didn't believe in this. Like, so that's even like makes me think they're more exposed to some of the lawsuits that may be out there because it does happen. Um, this is the California HR conference that Monica was talking about. We're going to be at the Hilton Anaheim on May 4th through 6th. It's 2.5 days of receptions, learning sessions, workshops, exhibitors. We have silent disco headphones that kind of pipe in sessions that are going on in the what do we call the experience center is what we're calling it, but it's really the exhibit area. So we're also looking for volunteers. If anyone's interested in volunteering for that, what we'll do is we'll put the link. There is an application process because we only have around 80 spots for volunteers and hundreds apply. So we do give preference to members and volunteer leaders. So, but that's a great opportunity to volunteer as well and get to know us a lot better. And it's a lot of fun. I am on my feet between 12 and 15 hours a day during this conference, and it's the highlight of my year. We really have a good time. And since we're going to be in Anaheim on May 4th, we're going to do some Star Trek themed things. It's our 80th anniversary, so you might see us in some 80s garb. It's going to be fun and also extremely valuable in terms of HR education. This is the surprise. We are, for the first time ever, we're doing an HR cruise. It sets sail in February 2026. It's 5 nights, LA to Cabo San Lucas. 2 of the days will be HR content. And then the rest of the time, you'll be able to, I think one day you're in Cabo all day long, bring your family. I believe it's going to be pretty affordable. And again, we're trying to combine fun. I'm all about, and my philosophy is people work with people that they enjoy to be with. I don't want to be stressed. I'm getting too old to be stressed. So I want to enjoy my work, enjoy the things I do, and make things fun. And I believe it's a mindset. So we're really going in that direction. I don't know where we're going next, but we might be going to Mammoth, have a conference in Mammoth or something. Jen, are you talking about our conferences? Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoy them. They're a little bit smaller than SHRM. SHRM has a fantastic conference. I went in Chicago. I was a little sick, so I couldn't appreciate it, but I was in Chicago in June. But it's so big and intimidating. Ours are a little bit more intimate, but pre-pandemic, we're not going to be there just yet. We're still growing back, but we're big foodies over here. I mean, we had great food. We had breakfast mimosas one year. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, um, go to PIHRA events, at least go to PIHRA webinars. Make a commitment to yourself. I have social anxiety. I like to be transparent about it, but I make a purposeful goal to at least once a quarter, which is not much. I either go to a PIHRA event, I go to another event in the organizational development area or the training and development area, or I call a former colleague or my former professors, take them out to lunch, go have coffee, do something. Set a goal for yourself to at least do one professional social event because I know you have a lot of personal stuff going on before now and the end of the year, but try to do one thing. Uh, November 19th, it's a peer exchange. Meet people virtually. It's free. Do that. If you're a student, I would do that, Mika, too. We have socials going on. Someone asked about PIHRA Los Angeles. They're having a social next week. I'm going to try to be there. It's an evening event with a program with Clark Sowers. I think he's talking about stress management, and Clark is fantastic if you haven't heard him speak. So whoever was asking about events in LA, I would do that. Monica, you on November 20th, you have the Coachella Valley event, employment law everywhere, right? So that's going to be a good event. You want to talk a little bit about it?
We have a great presenter and from a local law firm here. And so that's because I know that a lot of the members here, they don't get to go to any of the PIHRA events. The Riverside is a little bit far for some of them. And so they cannot be away for a day. And so we're trying to give them a taste of what, to get them ready for this employment laws. And I think it's going to be a great event.
Yes. And yeah, it's a little far, I think.
Yeah,
So I'm glad you're doing that.
we're
Hard for me. I have to spend the night.
Yeah, it's a drive, and when you're not used to driving out there for a meeting, yeah, it's. But we're also giving them a $10 off if they go to the November meeting
Mhm.
towards the membership holiday appreciation in December.
Oh, oh,
So
fun, fun,
yeah.
fun, fun. PIHRA Pasadena is having a social. So if you're in LA, they're having HR trivia night. That's free for students. So Mika, that's not too far for you. I would kind of sign up for that. That's a great event, my friend. The one thing about PIHRA is that not only do you meet colleagues and uh, build professional relationships, but when I first got here, when I asked a longtime member, it's like, why are you a PIHRA member? Why have you been a PIHRA member for so long? She told me she met her best friend. It makes me kind of choke up. She met her best friend at a PIHRA Long Beach event. And I've made countless friends. So my friend is now the incoming chair of PIHRA Pasadena. That'll be a lot of fun. Another free event on the 22nd. I'll be there. It's gamified uh, a gamification event. And we'll be talking about DEI issues with a team called Cozy Juicy Real. They're actually in Europe and they're going to be facilitating this for us, free for all. So a lot of different things out there. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am pretty much done. Please stay connected. Right now, more than ever, we need to stay connected. So don't let if you're happy about the politics, fantastic. If you're unhappy about the politics, stay connected. We're in this all together, regardless, because HR is a tough job. We need to keep together. We need to make sure that we're supportive because our members support 2.5 million employees in Southern California. So it's no joke. Contact me if you need anything. I'm a minute before the hour. Thank you so much. I'm glad you joined us. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll stay a little bit longer if anyone has any questions, but we are formally adjourned. Have a great weekend.